Hey! Welcome to another Girls Frontline 2 video. I hope you are well. Skills and keys overview for Zhaohui. Shall we? Piercing Wind. Zhaohui's basic attack. Deals physical damage. A convenient save skill to use if we are saving our active skills. Shadow Snare. Zhaohui's first active skill. Deals AoE physical damage to all enemy targets within 4 tiles in the selected direction. If the target has a Hydro debuff, applies stun to it, rendering the target unable to act. Zhaohui gains Confectance Index points and increases the critical rate of the next active attack. Shadow Snare seems really good. The fact that you can stun enemies is already a bonus. Will be really useful if you need to disable some of the enemies to avoid getting overwhelmed during long battles. A Confectance generator and critical rate booster? Zhaohui is stacked. Wanderer's Acumen. Zhaohui's second active skill. Summons an imperturbable arrow on the selected empty tile, dealing AoE hydro damage to all enemy targets within 2 tiles around it, and applies Presence of Mind, allowing the attacker to heal when the holder of this debuff takes damage. Interesting skill. I wonder if the imperturbable arrow is invincible or can be destroyed by the enemy. I also want to know if the Presence of Mind effect will linger on the enemy once they get out of the arrow's range. The heal on hit is really convenient. I love more sustain options for my Dal squad aside from just bringing support class Dals. I do wonder, is Presence of Mind considered a Hydro debuff? Skybound Leap. Zhaohui's ultimate skill. Lands on the selected tile within 2 tiles around the imperturbable arrow, dealing hydro damage to the nearest enemy target within 6 tiles. Applies congestion, preventing the target from receiving healing. A repositioning skill, although you will have to use Wanderer's Acumen first, because you will need the imperturbable arrow. However, any enemies that are not immune to congestion will be devoured by Zhaohui and her allies. Skipping dump and heading straight to congestion debuff is great, might come in handy against enemies that can sustain themselves. Shadow Strike. Zhaohui's passive skill. At the end of the action, Zhaohui can land on the selected tile within 2 tiles around the imperturbable arrow and gain Confectance Index. When enemy units within range take targeted damage from allies, Zhaohui performs action support once, dealing hydro damage and applying dump, reducing healing effectiveness. You will really need the imperturbable arrow so that you can utilize parts of Zhaohui's skill set, and she has a support attack too, and it is already hydro damage instead of physical damage. About time we started getting those. Credits to the extra dump debuff to prevent the enemy from healing too much. Good passive skill, I like it. Fixed Key Weakness Expose. Increases damage dealt against targets affected by hydro debuffs. Straight to the point. Nice Fixed Key. Fixed Key Detest Evil. When the active skill Shadow Snare hits only one target, it deals extra instance of fixed damage and applies dump. An extra source of damage and reduce healing debuff too. Might be useful for some boss fights. Fixed Key Buffer Time. If an imperturbable arrow is present on the field, restores HP at the end of the action. Considering Zhaohui is a Vanguard class Dal, there will be a lot of times she is on the front line. The extra HP restore will certainly help her hold out longer when under fire by a lot of enemies. Fixed Key Light of Justice. When using the active skill Wanderer's Acumen, Zhaohui gains Quick Barrier and knocks the target back. I guess this is a conditional fixed key to use, and one you use if you need to push the enemy away from your Dals. For example, if you need to push a Weeding Scholar. I am not sure if the knockback will come out of Zhaohui or from the imperturbable arrow. I guess we will find out soon. Fixed Key Solidifying Rhythm. If Zhaohui is within 2 tiles of an imperturbable arrow, reduces stability damage taken and AoE damage taken. This is great if you want Zhaohui to be a tank. She can also make use of Presence of Mind to heal her HP while tanking. Fixed Key Dry Humor. Before support action, cleanses part of buffs from the target. Another straight to the point and a very easy to use. Cleansing the buffs of the enemies will always be good. Nice Fixed Key. Common Key Suona's Realm. At the start of the turn, increases the critical damage of the next active attack. Please let this common key have an attack main stat Please! I want that extra critical damage for Macchiato. Aside from that, really awesome common key. Useful for a lot of carry dolls. Let's also talk about Zhaohui's Imprint weapon, Juggernaut. A submachine gun and it uses a light ammo. Passive skill, root out all evil. When any base weakness is exploited, damage dealt is increased. Critical damage against targets affected by Hydro debuffs is increased. Weapon trait, gains movement up to at the start of the next action if the user moves 5 tiles or more. Very nice submachine gun. I like that its passive skill can also be used by other submachine gun dolls. Also really recommended for Zhaohui. Juggernaut is great. I think Zhaohui's base kit is really good. For a Vanguard class doll, she has an interesting and an adept style of gameplay. It is a unique take compared to what the other dolls can do in a straightforward manner. I like that she has a lot of ways to put a dump or congestion debuffs to the enemies. Zhaohui enables the Phase Strike users quite easily. Not to mention, she can also indirectly heal your other dolls, which is a plus point for me. She can damage, stun, cleanse, tank, heal, and support attack. She is pretty much an all-rounder. Finally, a new interesting tactical doll. And that is Zhaohui. Really awesome skills and fixed keys she has, in my opinion. It will just be a matter of waifu or meta, if commanders will either pull or not. I hope this video was enjoyable and informative for you. That will be all from me. I will see you guys in the next one. Have a nice day, fellow commander.
Hmm?